federalism is not about big government versus small government. It's all about effective government.
As the sun begins its ascent, marking the dawn of new day, let's embark on our daily journey with determination and zeal. A heartwarming morning to my estimated teachers and my spirited friends. I, Lakshita.
I, Kritika of Class 10G, alongside my vibrant group, to welcome you all to today's enlightening annual presentation on the topic federalism.
Now please stand up and take your positions. Put your right hand on your left shoulder and get ready for the pledge.
O God, I offer you my studies, thoughts, words, and action of this day. Enlighten my mind, strengthen my memory, and guide me to do what's right. Amen.
So now Jyoti of our class is going to present a prayer dance.
Can spice up our day. Reading new thought in morning works like a fuel. So here comes Krishika of our class for an inspirational thought.
Federalism could empower local communities and foster inclusive governance in a country with diverse ethnic and cultural groups. I repeated my thought. Federalism could empower local communities and foster inclusive governance in a country with diverse ethnic and cultural groups. Thank you.
Federalism is an intrinsic part of a constitutional setup. Federalism isn't about states' rights, it's about to better protect individuals' liberty. So here come students of my class to present skit on the topic federalism.
To better understand the topic of federalism, let's look at the Sri Lankan's conflict that arose due to lack of power sharing.
The Sinhalas are the majority in this country and the rules should be made accordingly to the Sinhalas conferred. These Tamils are outsiders, why should we share power with them?
I agree. We shall make our own assembly and deserve all the jobs and educational opportunities for ourselves and our children.
Being the majority committee in this country, we deserve all the facilities, let it be education and government job. We don't need to share it with the Tamils.
Then finally, the Sri Lankan's government adopted majoritarianism which affected Sri Lankan's Tamils and their community, as it deprived their basic facilities and reduced their tolerance and forced them to take an action against Sinhalas.
Tamil people are discussing with each other.
Tamil should be recognized recognized as the official language. As Sri Lankans, we are unable to obtain employment in government sector and our children are deprived of the basic education facilities. We need equality. If you don't want to provide us our basic rights, then grant us a state in the northeastern part of Sri Lanka.
Here in Sri Lanka, we have a military system, therefore central government makes and implements all the decisions in the whole country, unlike a federal system.
Due to this decision, Tamil fell alienated and resulting in a civil war in Sri Lanka. Now let us see other forms of government federations to be implemented in India. In a federal country like India, center-state relations are an important component of the politics because they teach us about the dual characters of having power divided between the state and the center. Through our state, it is being demonstrated.
The constitution makers went ahead with the idea of federalism because of India's large size and diversity. India shares religious, cultural, regional and linguistic territories which are marked by differences and unique characteristics. It would have been impossible to govern their multiculturalism as of complete centralization as it would have led to the breakdown of the union. That's why India adopted a federal system.
Our great leader Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel had achieved the impossible task of merging more than 565 princely states to form the Union of India.
Our difficulty is not to achieve ultimate future. Our difficulty is in regards of beginning of a process. I have thought that in order to make a start, let's introduce every party, every section in the constitution, and this would be something we would opt for federal form of government.
Sir, what do you mean by federal form of government?
What I mean is for a strong and united nation. We need to distribute powers among diverse states who trusted us and came together to form Union of India. India is a vast country with diverse needs. Federalism ensures a smooth balance between two central government and state government.
Sir, can you explain it more?
Sure, for this there will be an arrangement of three lists, a union, a state and a concurrent list. Through this arrangement, the power is divided between union and state.
Please put some more light on it. Can you explain me what will be the role of central government?
Yes, central government acts like the head of a family, responsible for the matters that concern the whole country, like defense, managing currency, foreign policies, national highway, etc. These are crucial for India's unity and security. So, for these issues, the power will remain in the hands of the central government.
Alright sir, how do state government contribute to the system?
Well, state government acts like local guardians, focusing on the issues closer to the people. They handle law and order, agriculture, police, etc. This ensures each state can address the specific needs of its citizens. So the power to make laws on such subjects is given to the state government.
Absolutely, sir. But what about the areas where both the central government and state government has a say?
Well, there is also an arrangement of concurrent list, which consists of subjects of common interest to both the union and the state. Both the parliament and state legislatures can make laws on the subjects included in this list. Subjects like marriage, education, adoption, etc. are included in the concurrent list.
So, our country had adopted a federal system that had two-tier government.
India has a big and diverse country in the term of culture, religion, ideologies, etc. There was always a need for third tier of government to address the problem of local people in urban and rural areas.
In scene 3, we are going to present how and why the third tier of government was added. Leaders are discussing about the addition of third tier of government.
Today, I want to bring to your notice the need to implement the third tier of the government, that is the local government.
The village people often have to suffer due to insufficient funds offered by the state government. Many times the village people have to put a hold on their work due to insufficient funds. Therefore, to increase the necessity to implement a local government.
It isn't much required as the state government alone is capable to handle the village affairs.
What about our autonomy? A state knows what is best for its people, not some bureaucrats hundreds of miles away.
But this will break unity. Every state should do whatever it wants regardless of the consequences for the rest of the country.
It is the time for the federal government to give more powers to the local government.
We need federal regulation to ensure fairness and equality for all the citizens regardless where they live.
My fellow ministers, it's clear that both sides have valid concerns, but we cannot allow these concerns to tear our nation apart. So we must find ways to balance the principles of federalism in order to get unity and cooperation.
The proper distribution of power of state government is required, and the implementation of local government should be a necessary affair to look into. We should make some necessary arrangement to strengthen the local government.
Yes, it should be constitutionally mandatory to hold regular elections for full participation. Seats should be reserved in local government bodies.
Yes, you are right. We should also consider an independent institution for checking the regularity of elections in panchayats and municipalities.
India is a democratic nation where everyone enjoys the facilities provided by the government, but they cannot reach the central or state government directly, so there must be some individual authorities according to their requirements. I request a bill should be passed which will strengthen the development of each and every person in the country.
Bill is passed.
History of 1992. The Lok Sabha bill set an ideal for the other countries. The situation before decentralization was not at all satisfactory. The progress that decentralization has brought is so much effective and powerful for a country like India with so many religious and cultural differences. Thank you.
Discussion is an exchange of awareness, argument and knowledge. Let's gain some knowledge by our discussion.
Federalism is the best curb on a democracy as it assigns limited power to the central government, thereby excluding absolute power of majority. Lakshita, can you explain us sole purpose of federalism in the country?
Of course, federalism is basically a system of government in which the power that the central authority holds is divided among various constituents of the country. Usually, federalism has two levels of the government. One is for the entire country, which handles the national common interest, and second is for the state level. Both of these governments enjoy their independent power of the other. Kartik, can you explain me some of the key features of federalism?
In a federalism, there are two or more levels of government. Generally, different tier of government govern the same citizen, but each tier has its own legal area of authority. One government cannot change the constitution. For it, the consent of both the parties required. Also, to ensure financial autonomy of the country, sources of revenue are clearly defined.
Khushi, can you explain us objective of the federal system?
Federal system basically has two main objectives. One is to safeguard the unity of the country and other is to accommodate regional diversity. Therefore, two aspects are crucial for the institution and practice of federalism. An ideal federal system has both aspects, mutual trust and agreement to live together.
Kunal, can you explain the kind of routes through which federation has been formed?
Sure, there are two kinds of routes through which federation have been formed. The first route involves independent states coming together on their own to form a bigger unit. This type of federation is called coming together federation. Some examples are USA, Switzerland. The second route involves where a large country decided to divide its power between constituent states and national government. This type is called holding together federation. Some examples are India, Spain and Belgium.
The Constitution provides threefold distribution of legislative power between the union government and the state government. Jyoti, can you explain more about it in details?
Yes, so the threefold distribution basically contains three lists: the union list, the state list and the concurrent list. The union list contains the subjects of national importance such as defense, currency, banking, etc. The state list contains the subjects of state and local importance such as police, trade, etc. Whereas the concurrent list contains the subjects of common interest to both the union as well as state governments such as education, marriage, adoption, etc.
The real success of federalism in India can be attributed by the nature of democratic politics in our country. This ensured that the spirit of federalism, respect for diversity and desire for living together become shared ideals in our country.
The three major tests for the democratic politics in our country was the creation of linguistic states, language policy and center-state relatives. Kushagar, can you explain me the linguistic states?
Sure, the creation of linguistic states was the first and major test for democratic politics in our country. Many old states were vanished and new were created. The cultural government first registered linguistic state as they feared that it would lead to disintegration of our country. But its formation and actually made the country more united and made administration easier.
Love, can you tell us about issues faced for language policy in India?
Yes, so the second major test for Indian Federation was language policy. Our constitution did not give the status of national language to any one language. Hindi was identified as the official language of India. Besides Hindi, there are 21 other languages recognized as scheduled language by the constitution.
Marut, can you explain me the last major test, which was the center-state relative?
Yes, so restricting. The center-state relation is one more way in which federalism has been strengthened in practice. For a long time, the same party ruled both the center and most states, which limited the powers exercised by the state governments. Generally, the central government often misused the constitution to dismiss the state government.
Khushbu, can you explain us concept of decentralization in the country?
Yes, so when power is taken away from central and state government and is given to local government, it is called decentralization. This results in the formation of the third tier of government called the local government.
Kanishka, can you explain me the last step taken toward decentralization?
Yes, sure. A major step towards decentralization was taken in 1992. The constitution was amended to make the third tier of democracy more powerful and effective. Also, now it is constitutionally mandatory to hold regular elections to local government bodies.
Manasvi, can you tell us what other objectives or steps were taken during decentralization?
To upbring decentralization, vital for federalism, more steps were taken for such seats are reserved in elected bodies for scheduled casting backward classes. Moreover, at least 1/3 of all positions are reserved for women.
An independent institution called State Election Commission was created in each state to conduct panchayat and municipal elections.
The state government are required to share some power and revenue with local government bodies. The sharing of varies from state to state.
From this discussion, we conclude that federalism is a dynamic system that balances the need for centralized authority with religious autonomy. While it brings challenges, it promotes diversity and accountability. By embracing cooperations, federal systems can navigate these challenges and harness the full potential for the collective welfare of the nation. Thank you.
Music is a thing which can divert our mind. It pushes us to the world of confusion, to the world of joy. So here comes Kushal of our class for an English song.
I was listening to the ocean. I saw a face in the sand. But when I picked it up, then it vanished away from my hands down. I had a dream I was 7, climbing the way in a tree. I saw a piece of heaven, waiting patience for me down. And I was running hard.
Poetry is the spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings. To justify this, here comes Lakshita and Khushbu of our class. क्या यही संवाद कहलाता है?
हाँ, यही संवाद कहलाता है,
जो संघर्ष के समय एकमात्र दर्शक बन खड़ा होता है, एकता को सार्थक बनाता है, संशक्ति को बढ़ावा देता है, संवाद का संगीत पूरे विश्व भर में गूंजता है।
जैसे राष्ट्र में संतुलन स्थापित करता है, स्वतंत्रता और अधिकारों की सुरक्षा करता है, इतिहास को रूपांतरित करता है, क्या यही संघवाद कहलाता है?
हाँ, यही संघवाद कहलाता है। संघवाद विविधता की ध्वनि में एकता की आवाज है। संघवाद की महिमा राष्ट्र का समान है, राष्ट्र का समान है। धन्यवाद।
Dravidian Revolution and the rising of consciousness. So now come Krishika Arora and Lakshita of our class for an English.
In the land of diverse states, where unity is sung, federalism rises, where many parts are one.
With sovereignty shared and powers distributed, a nation thrives with a union undisputed.
Each state unique with its law and law,
yet bound by a union forevermore.
In the halls of parliament, where laws sit fly, federalism spirit shines bright.
Statesmen debate with passion on zeal, for the common good federalism reveal.
So let us honor this system so grand, federalism's legacy across the land.
A beacon for the hope in the human race.
As we recite this art in praise and song, federalism's anthem forever strong.
Federalism's anthem forever strong. Thank you.
Music is a moral law. It gives soul to the universe, wings to the mind, flight to the imagination, and charm and gaiety to everything. So with the same feelings, here comes Jyoti of our class for a Hindi song.
खुशी के पल पल कहाँ ढूंढूं बेनिशान सा वक्त भी यहाँ है जाने कितने लबों पे गिने हैं जिंदगी से कई फासले हैं बस जीते हैं सपने की आँखों में लकीरें जब छूटे इन हाथों से यूं बेवजह जो भेजी थी दुआ वो जाके आसमां से यूं टकरा गई क्या गई है लौट के सदा जो भेजी थी दुआ वो जाके आसमां से यूं टकरा गई क्या गई है लौट के सदा सांसों ने कहा रुख मोड़ लिया कोई राह नजर में ना आई धड़कन ने कहा दिल छोड़ दिया कहाँ छोड़े न जिस्मों ने साए यही बार बार सोचती हूँ तन्हा मैं यहाँ मेरे साथ साथ चल रहा है यादों का धुआं जो भेजी थी दुआ वो जाके आसमां से यूं टकरा गई क्या गई है लौट के सदा जो भेजी थी दुआ वो जाके आसमां से यूं टकरा गई क्या गई है लौट के सदा
Classical dance elevates our feeling. It makes us speak without words. Now students of my class is coming to grace the stage with their beautiful classical dance performance.
प्रारंभ हुआ है आरंभ हुआ है युद्ध की जिसने खड़ा किया मुझे मेरे अपनों के विरुद्ध, मेरे परिवार के विरुद्ध, मेरे रक्त के विरुद्ध। श्रीमद् भगवद गीता में श्री कृष्ण के मुख से उत्तर आया,
व्यक्ति हंतारम यश्चैनं मन्यते हतम् उभौ तौ न विजानीतो नायं हन्ति न हन्यते।
तू मौत का गम क्यों करे, प्रारब्ध से तू क्यों करे, क्यों? ये आत्मा मेरी तेरी, ये जन्म और मृत्यु सभी क्या सूर्य और क्या ये समय समय चक्र से ही सब चले। तेरे वश में बस तेरा काम है, बस कर्म पर अधिकार है, कर्म में ही तेरी शान है, कर्म तेरी पहचान है, बस कर्म। चल छोड़ मन की कमजोरियाँ, रिश्तों की मजबूरियाँ, जीवन संघर्ष से बचना ही क्या, जीवन संघर्ष से बचना ही क्या, जीवन संघर्ष से बचना ही क्या। जीवन संघर्ष से बचना ही क्या, जीवन संघर्ष से बचना ही क्या, जीवन संघर्ष से बचना ही क्या।
within itself with a language we all can understand. So now Kanishka of our class is going to perform an instrumental performance.
all the arts because it gives us the slightest excuse to feel and be completely beautiful. So now it's time for group dance.